Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. A weird Thursday. No sun. I don't know if that's fire smoke or what. I'll tell you what, I can't remember, besides last year or whenever the last time it happened, can't remember a time in the history of time when it was a hazy orange because of smoke from a fire. I don't remember that ever happening in our lifetime, but hey, maybe there's more and more fires. I don't know. But today I'm going to talk about seasonal depression. I know it's something I struggle with. I know I don't like to say the word depression. I say like it's a lower phase, which I hate. The depressing part about entering a lower phase is, you don't have the same energy. It's just not there. You don't feel like the same person that you were when you were pumped up. Like I struggle with manic depression, and when I'm pumped up, I feel good. Nothing matters. Everything's cool. I feel like I'm king of the world and untouchable. Then it's like you take a dive, and then it's just like anxiety kicks in, worry kicks in. You don't know how you're gonna make it, even though you're fine, which is something I've been struggling with lately. Fine, I'm making more money than I ever have in my life, but I'm still worrying. It doesn't make sense to me, and I really never quite understood it. But all you can do is keep fighting through it. That's it. That's all you can do at the end of the day. Like I said the other day, what really helps me with that is just constant movement or constant work. Just keep moving, keep going, keep fighting through. That's it until you reach the other side. And I say that depression is like a form of fucking hell. It's like hell on earth. It's just like the most terrible fucking feeling. And I'm pretty sure most people have experienced some type of depressing state in their life. I know, but then there's people that actually have bipolar diagnoses, and there's a 1 and a 2. Ones are momentarily, day to day, they get up and down in depression, and 2s, they go high for a while and they go low for a little while. I'm a 2. I go for long periods of time on either end of the spectrum. And again, they make medication for this shit, but I'll tell you, for me, it makes me feel like shit. It makes me feel terrible, like nothing, like numb, like you don't feel fucking anything. And that sucks. I like to feel things. I think it's better for you to feel things. I think it's, working through shit naturally. And again, I know a lot of people, they need medication or whatever, but I don't take it, and I haven't taken it in 23 years now, struggling with this shit. But I'll tell you, running really helps with it, and these are things that aren't going to take it away fully, but they take the edge off, and that's what you're looking for when you're in that down phase. And speaking about it too, right here, it takes the edge off. Just releasing what's in your head. It takes the edge off. And talk about it as much as you need to. If you need a therapist, there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever. You're a man, you have a therapist. Like I said, Tony Soprano had a therapist, and you can too. Get a confidant, talk to somebody, record yourself and listen to yourself. That's one of the best things. And when you record yourself saying positive shit, and then put it back into your brain. I'll listen to this a couple times on my run before I start listening to motivational speeches myself. So that's another thing you can use to beat depression. motivational speeches from people that are successful doing awesome things. You know, they're telling you how to win. You know, you want to win, you want to beat depression, you want to feel good, you have to learn. If you don't know how, you have to learn from other people and how they do it. And that's why I talk about shit every day, because I'm just talking about what I do, you know, to keep fighting through. And then, and again, I know a lot of people, probably millions of people struggle with this shit. But another thing is finding a why. That's a really great thing to have. You know, if you have a why, you know, and you don't want to get up out of bed in the morning because you feel like shit, well, having a why, which is my family, and also which is helping people, that helps you keep doing it, you know? Because when you're depressed and you feel like shit, you don't want to do anything. You know, nothing matters. You don't fucking care. You know, the world's coming to an end, and hey, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like a numbness that you experience, like a lifelessness. Can't explain it if you don't understand it, but, and again, it is what it is at the end of the day, you know, and it's just another part of the struggle of life that you're gonna go through. And you know, you can't let it win, because at the end of the day, it's your own mind, and your own mind is the hardest fight you'll ever fight, for me anyway. And I know, and other people that battle with fucking depression and mania. So there's a lot of things you can do. You know, you could try art, you could try hiking. I know being in nature is a really awesome one. For me, exploring, you know, new towns, new places, new things. And it's having new foods, new restaurants. Keeping shit fresh helps you beat depression too. It's just, I don't know what it is about it, but it's like, it's new, exciting, you know, staying in the same fucking place. It just fucks you up, man. You know, it gets boring, it gets fucking old. I mean, you have to have new and exciting things in your life, you know, and personal growth also helps you beat depression. You know, it's just, you know, you got better, you're gonna feel good. You know, you did a workout, you're gonna feel good. You ran, you're gonna feel good. Even if it's just momentarily during that time, and for a little bit after, you're gonna feel good. Hard physical work makes you feel good, and that's why I do it. You know, when my energy's high, it's something I can put my energy into, and when it's low, it's something that makes me feel good and brings me up. So there's a million things you can do, and it's been trial and error for me for fucking 42 years of my life. And I found a lot of things that work, and I do those things every single day to stay on top of the bullshit. So have an awesome day. I hope you beat your depression. I hope you kick today's ass, and I hope you feel great. Let's go!